Well, welcome back to Roosters Radio. And, well, fans, this young man sitting opposite us, well, he's in a rich vein of form. He's scoring tries at will, and the try he scored on Sunday night against the Tigers, well, it reminded me of watching an under-8s game. He was so dominant. But, look, he joined our club in 2022, played for Samoa in 2023, and he's re-signed with the club just a few weeks back. It's a warm Roosters Radio welcome, making his debut for the very first time, Terrell May. Terrell, welcome.
How are you? I'm good.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Mate, big lead in, but look, we'll talk a bit of football in a minute, but I've got to just say, mate, on behalf of all Roosters fans, we're loving the way you're playing. You must be really happy with your form.
Yeah, obviously my form's pretty good at the moment. You know, with the Origin boys leaving, they need someone to step up, so I feel like I needed to fill that void, and yeah, that's where my recent form's coming from, to be honest.
It's been great to watch. Fantastic football. Couple of tries the last, back-to-back tries.
Yeah, a couple of tries. That's what everyone's telling me. But
Does that avoid the nude run?
Yeah, I avoided it a couple of weeks ago, man. Yeah, I was offered pretty early for a front row, but yeah, I seem to find the line this year pretty well, to be honest.
Now, mate, we want to go back to the young Terrell May, and we've been doing this with a lot of our players. The last couple of weeks, we've spoken to Spencer, we spoke to Fahu last week, Jenko as well, but we've been getting some really good feedback when we talk about the story behind the footballer and where it was where you found your love for rugby league. We know you got two talented brothers as well, but mate, growing up, what was it like as a young bloke, footy in the backyard, living out there at Mount Druitt, playing for your local side? Talk us through that journey.
Yeah, I just grew up obviously with my brothers playing backyard footy, and then my dad obviously saw that we had a bit of talent, so wanted us to play in a junior club. That's where I played for I think 13 years at Mitchenberry Jets. All of us brothers stuck loyal to that one team, and we still go down there and see the boys and that heaps a lot. I'll go down there once a month and try talk to the young'uns and that and let them know like how we got here and stuff. But yeah, that's how we started, just backyard footy and then into Mitchenberry Jets. And when we were young, me and my younger brother were very good, like would score like 4 tries, 5 tries a game, and then yeah, the talent obviously led us here, so yeah. Your
older brother obviously got graded at Penrith first. Did that inspire you to become a footballer? What was the moment where you thought, I want to be a rugby league player full time?
I don't really know, to be honest, because I quit a lot. But obviously my brother, Tyrone, like making it was a very proud achievement for myself, but also my family. But to be honest, it didn't really have an impact in my career. I didn't really care about footy at that time, so seeing him make it and play, I was happy for him, but for myself I didn't really care. It was when my younger brother debuted, that's when I started wanting to play more, because I felt not embarrassed, but just a little bit I'm the older brother and I'm a younger bro is debuting before you.
Family
comes
into it.
Yeah, pretty embarrassing for.
Who was the best player of the three? You can say it now because you've all played at the highest level. Who do you think had the most skill? Because you're different positions. Obviously, you're in the forwards. You got Tiny in the outside backs as well as Tyrone. So, who do you think was the best player out of the three brothers?
I'd probably say most skillful is Tyrone for sure, because he can play everywhere and he's a very smart footballer. And then most naturally talented is Tiny for sure. And then me, I'm just sit in between, half talent, half skill, yeah. So
you got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I got best of both worlds. I got a bit of Tyrone's brain and a bit of Tiny's physique. So yeah.
Terrell, can you tell us some of the players that you come through? Not just in the Mitchenberry Jets, but in the competition. Everyone knows it's the premier competition, probably in rugby league in Australia. I mean, excluding Brisbane, of course, but definitely in New South Wales. So who are the players that come through in your era?
Players, there wasn't really much. It was probably just me and Brendan Hands from my Penrith district, but a lot of younger boys like Spencer was from Mitchell, my brother Isaac, those younger boys, a lot. There's probably 30 boys that I could name that's played NRL from my little generation that I know. So yeah, there was a lot of us, but yeah, there's even my school footy team. I think it was only me and Josh Curran, but I never made the school footy team. So
really?
Yeah, just Josh Curran at the moment is playing NRL, and obviously me, but I never made school footy.
And I think that speaks volumes. And for the Roosters fans out there that don't know, Silky off camera or off recording talked about that. It's such a great message to our fans. We want to touch a bit on that. I know you do, Silky, about you know, there's a lot of young players that listen to this. There's a lot of young female players, female fans, male fans that are in different sports. Silky's daughters are in water polo. There's netballers. There's young SG ball players. There's young kids playing second division. They all want to be Roosters or Panthers or whatever. You know, can we talk about your journey of you didn't make that team, but you just kept getting up and getting back into it and making it at the end?
Yeah, for me, growing up, I never made any rep teams. The first time I actually played rep was under 20s, my own age. So I was 20s playing under 20s. And yeah, for me, growing up, I always saw like people making it, and I like got disheartened, like, oh, how come I'm not making this team? I'm never going to make NRL. I suck, all this stuff. And then I realized growing up, like, that doesn't mean nothing, because all those guys that were making the teams, they were just cocky and they didn't have the hard work to come with it. And now, looking back at it, none of those boys made it. And like, for myself, I always thought I obviously suck because my older brother was making like SG ball or that, and then my younger brother was making like Howell Mats, but they never made rep teams. Like Penrith was their only rep, and then yeah, for us boys, we always thought we weren't good enough to like play NRL, and then realizing when you're older that doesn't mean jack. Like none of that means anything, because look, none of those guys that I looked up to during school made it. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's all about the work ethic, isn't it? About how much work you put in. My husband went to Greg's and he went to Penrith from there. And he's not the most skillful player. I'm allowed to say that.
He played a lot of first grade.
But he was a forward and he just worked hard, really, really hard to get to where he is today. Tell us about that and tell the young kids what they've got to put in to make it.
Yeah, honestly, I think hard work beats talent any day of the week, eh? Obviously, you're going to have a few players that are that talented that's going to make it, but I think the ones that work hard, they're always going to make it, because, yeah, I just feel like, obviously, if you're working harder than someone you're trying to compete with, you're going to have the upper hand, because they might get lazy, they might not be doing the extras off the field. But I just feel like the kid that's going to work hard, that's never going to make the squads, is going to beat the kid that makes the squads week in, week out. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I just feel like whoever's the hardest working person in the room, they got better chance to make it than the most talented guy in the room.
Hey Terrell, but there was a point in your career, and you know, you touched on it earlier, where you would quit and then you come back in and fall in love with the game again. I think during COVID, after a bit of an absence, you found the love for the game again, and you're going on these 20, 30K road runs, and you're inspired by David Goggins. I think that's a pretty interesting story too. Do you mind just sharing that part of your life where you decided to have a break and you went, you know, Tiny's playing great, I'm going to have one more crack at it. Can you share that story? Yeah,
it was a pretty weird one. I was just... everyone was in the bubble during COVID, and I was just at home, and then I was just watching heaps of YouTube videos of like David Goggins, and then one of my mates, like, he done 75 hard and he kept posting it, and I was like, oh, what do you have to do? Search it up, done my research, and then I was like at a park training with two of my close mates back home, and then I was just like, oh, you know, I'm going to start this challenge tomorrow. And then they both jumped on it, but only two of us finished it. So, yeah, we ended up doing that 75 hard challenge. And, yeah, we did take it to the extreme of running 10K a day and just, like, doing we were actually training 3 times a day. And we had nothing else to do because we weren't working. Yeah. So that was our mindset, just train.
Is it true you were 135 kilos?
Yeah, I was true. When after my year of 20s, I ended up giving up. I went to Tigers, done the preseason there, and then after that, like the first COVID hit, and they wanted me to come back full time, but I didn't really like it. That was from my own personal reasons, and then ended up putting on like 30 kilos, and yeah.
Just amazing, like to sit here and to watch you play, to see the athlete that runs onto that field week in, week out. You know, your name's been thrown up for State of Origin, if not, you know, probably not this year, but certainly in years to come. To see how far you've gone is just a testament to yourself and just hard work. And I think probably that's the message we want to share today, that, you know, that you don't have to be a superstar player at 16 or 17 or 18. You just got to work hard. I think you were 23 when you made your first grade debut, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't mind my messages, you don't always have to be 135 kilos. So I'm happy I'm 134.9.
No, what we're going to do, actually, I need you to write down everything you did during that 3 months for the hard 75. I did it. So I did it during COVID too, and I got down to probably the fittest I've ever been.
Yeah.
I did it with Brian Fletcher and a few other guys.
Yeah.
But I think, Bush, did you start? Maybe? No, you weren't interested. That's right.
No, I wasn't included, mate.
I tell you what, the name's true, but it's hard.
Yes.
I think I was
And reading
making
the books
donuts.
and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
reading the books, all that stuff.
But, mate, let's talk about your footy because, look, you're playing amazing and it's everything you're doing. And I mean, you've forced your way into the starting side. You must be really happy with your form.
Yeah, obviously I'm grateful for the origin period. I got to finally start in my short career. But, yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of the team and happy to be in the 17 each week, and I just try to do my best. Obviously, I play a lot different to most front rowers, and yeah, I just want to say to all the people thinking I'm like go for Queensland and that, like I don't at all. Like, can you take a joke or like? Yeah.
I laughed. I thought it was a great
joke.
joke.
Like, I don't know how people can take that serious.
It was a stupid story though,
Yeah,
right, mate? It was ridiculous.
And it shows the difference between something like Roosters Radio, we're not media, and someone who's trying to beat up a story or sell newspapers. Terrell, I want to ask you, you talk about the origin period, but you've been in different cultures at the Panthers, cultures at the Tigers, and a culture here. You just seem so at home in the East. What is it about the Roosters that you love?
I just feel like I can be myself, like the boys all know I'm a Westie, like I'm from Mount Druitt. I still act the same, I still talk the same, I still do everything the same, but I think they love it, And now that Spencer came along, like that's two of us now that like act exactly the same. And yeah, I'm very goofy and like I always muck around. Like they love how I muck around, but like once I jump on that field, I still like muck around. But like once I cross that line, it's like I don't know, I switch into like
beast mode.
Yeah, like, I don't know, just a normal footy player. But yeah, I still obviously.
But it's an interesting question. Silky asked it of Spencer. What goes through your mind and your eyes roll as soon as you cross that line out there? We're sitting across from the entrance in the dressing room where you run out. And we're up here actually. Silky's over there getting some sausage rolls for me, and you can see the fans out there. But in all seriousness, what goes through your brain as you just cross over onto that grass?
To be honest, nothing. I just like think like.
But you go into job mode.
Yeah, no, I just like think like I don't want to let my family down. That's it. Like I don't care about myself. Like yeah, like obviously you want to play good, but my main focus is I don't want to let my family down. I don't want people to say, "Oh, this guy's not a good player," because my family obviously like in social media and obviously I am and. Yeah, I just don't want them to be. I don't want people to have the right to say Terrell May sucks or like, yeah, any of us suck. Yeah, I just wanna play good and win. That's all I want to do. Is once I cross that line, that's all I want to do is win and play good.
And make your family proud. Right?
Yeah, and make my family. That's the biggest one. Make my family proud because I'm a very family-based man and family's number one in my life. So. Yeah, everyone knows that.
Mate, one thing that you're talking about family, and we'll talk about the Roosters family for a minute. One thing that I think that, like people like yourself, and I know Spencer, and we've got a lot of Islander boys in the club, right? Is you've brought a bit of fun back into the place. Like winning helps that too, right? But the boys are laughing, and you can hear it. Like we're up one end of
making music,
the office,
mate.
and there's the stuff you're doing outside of rugby league as well. But it seems like I think. Obviously, winning games helps, but you're enjoying your football. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, 100%. I think the way Islanders grew up, they're very playful and very like they muck around a lot. That's what I brought to this culture. Is I'm very playful and I muck around a lot.
Not
but
too
obviously,
much,
obviously you know when to be
out.
when to be serious and that. But like I think Robo loves the way like us Islander boys like muck around, joke around, and like mock each other all the time. And yeah, I think. The boys can see it too because they jumped on board.
It's
so
infectious.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it is infectious, and I think our team culture right now is amazing, and I think all the boys are getting along heaps good, and that's why we're loving footy. Yeah, that's why we're loving footy, and we're loving training. We're loving everything that the Roosters are doing. So yeah.
Just touching on Robbo, obviously coached his 300th game for the club. He's only been at one club. Was much made of that during the week. Obviously, Teddy played his 150th. Jared equalled Albo's record. So obviously, it's a huge game this weekend against the Dragons when JWH takes the record, and we'll acknowledge that. But Robbo's made no secret that when there's milestone games, he likes to make the boys aware of that. Was there much said during the week? Because it's coming from Robbo as opposed to his milestone and not really Teddy's or JWH. But was anything said amongst the playing group about let's win this one for Robbo or anything like that?
Yeah, 100%. As a playing group, we took it upon ourselves to take that game for Robo and Teddy also. So yeah, a lot was said for Robo and Teddy, and obviously you've seen the result that we brought out. But yeah, shout out to Robo and Teddy, bro. Like, they've done so much for this club, not only on the field but off the field. And yeah, the boys went out and done a job for them both. So.
What sort of influence has both? I mean, Teddy's, I suppose, a very senior leader at the club. He's our captain. But, for someone like yourself who is playing so well and probably doesn't need, a lot of leadership, you lead yourself. You're setting some really high standards. But what sort of influence have Teddy and Robbo had on you?
Just the confidence. I think the confidence that I go in, week out, feel like it's built from the top. Teddy, obviously, Jared, all those boys, leadership cares, all those boys from the top, they give you confidence to go out there and do what you want to do each week. And then obviously Robbo lets you be, he lets me do what I want, kind of. Yeah, I go out and play the way I play. But yeah, I feel like they both just give you confidence week in, week out to go do what you want to do. Obviously, we've got our set plays. I won't talk about it and all that stuff.
Keep them secret.
Yeah, keep them secret.
won't
But yeah, like I said, just confidence. I feel like at the moment I'm playing with the most confidence I've ever had, and that comes off the back of our leaders and our coaching staff. It's got nothing to do with me. Obviously, I have my little bit in it, but yeah, if I wasn't playing with the confidence, I probably wouldn't be in the 17 right now. So yeah.
Who do you love running out there with? Obviously all 17, but who do you really love playing with? And I'm going to exclude Spencer.
Oh, see, that was one player. There's too many to think of, but probably at the moment I'm having the most fun with Jazza, because I know it's his last year and that, and obviously he's a big part of the club, probably the most important player in the club actually, if I have to say, yeah. And I just feel like even him, I don't want to let him down. Like, I feel like he's like an older brother to me. So every time I'm standing next to him and I just hear him talk, I just feel like, bro, I'm not gonna disappoint this old dude, Yeah. So I just think like, yeah, don't disappoint Jared, because he'll spray you. But yeah, I just laugh when he sprays me. But anyways.
Well, just Belgium. Okay.
Well, I mean, they're such big boots to fill as well, Jared. Leaving the club at the end of the year. Is that what you're going for next year? That start on running prop of the side? Yeah,
100%. I want to start next year, but I feel like Jared's a irreplaceable player. Like, no one will ever be as good as what Jared would be. 300 games to play the way he's played, it's crazy, and I look up to that stuff. And I think, you know what, I'm not gonna be as good as Jared, but I'll try my best to be next to him, you know what I mean? So yeah, Jared's a beast, and the journey that he's had for his career is crazy. And I think most people that play front row should look up to a player like Jared, because I think in this era he's the best prop I've ever seen play the game. So yeah.
Well, powerful words there. You represented Samoa last year, and I know as a proud Pacific Islander man, you would have been extremely proud. What did that mean for you, and what did it mean for your family?
For me, I never thought I would even make a rep footy side. So to play for my country, it was just like, it was a dream, like dream come true. I've never even thought about that, because I never looked past like even playing NRL and then making the side. Obviously, end of the year, you're a bit sore. I wasn't going to play. I had some family stuff going on, and then just like realizing if I didn't play, like, I would let my grandparents down, and they're not here with us. So that was a big part of my life, and I obviously wanted to make them proud, because I know they'll be looking down on me right now, thinking like, you did it, like you did well, grandson. So yeah, I wanted to play for them. And also my mum, like, she's got to see Tyrone and Tiny play for SAR, and I was the last one. So yeah, I wanted to make her proud, and my whole side, because I'm very close with my Samoan side. I don't really talk to my Aussie side too much. But yeah, my cousins and aunties and uncles, I see them every day, and I just wanted to make them all proud, and hopefully I did make them proud. So yeah, hopefully I can make it again this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you set yourself goals at the start of the year? Do you say, I want to win a grand final, I want to play international football? How do you kind of plan out your season?
My goals are pretty small. This year I set to try to make the 17.
Yep.
And I did that. So yeah, and then try to play every single game. But yeah, my goals are getting a bit bigger now. So obviously, I want to play for my state, New South Wales, not Queensland. Yeah.
So do we, by the way.
Obviously, I want to play for them one day, and then.
Can I just tell you though, if Billy Slater does ring, you know that he thinks Mount Druitt is actually part of Brisbane.
Isn't everywhere part of Queensland?
Yeah,
for them?
I don't.
Yeah,
I
it's too
wouldn't
good.
even answer his phone call. I'd answer it, but I wouldn't. To be honest, I would never put a maroon jersey on. So yeah,
Good on you, mate.
I just couldn't see myself going against my state, because I used to have punch-ons like with Queensland people from New South Wales. So I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to ever like.
Yeah, but you might have to come up against Lindsay, mate.
Oh well, bruh. He's a Queenslander. I'm a New South
Yeah,
Wales,
there
mate.
you go. It's a big target too. You can
Yeah, I know. Lindsay will try to come smash me with his mad teeth.
Yeah. Well, that's what Mick Cronin did when he bashed his head against Arthur Beetson's fist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, but yeah, that's a massive goal for me. Obviously, I want to represent my dad because he's a Australian, and I was born and raised here. So one day maybe play for the Kangaroos. Yeah, those are goals that I don't see myself doing right now, but in the future, I'll definitely want to achieve those.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I don't think you're that
we
far
can
away.
see you
mate.
doing them for sure, mate. Definitely.
I love the message, right? You know, this is so impressive in Terrell, because we speak to all the players and everyone's got their own story, and this is yours. And it's just amazing for us to get to know you, because we don't really know you from what we know how you play and we know how you are as a footballer, but we want to get to know the man. And it's so impressive for fans of this, show and people that listen in to understand what you've just said. It's all about hard work. It's not giving up, and it's about goals changing as your circumstances change. To hear that you just wanted to make the 17 and now you can open up those new doors to state and Australian representative is amazing. But has there been a major influence on your career? Someone, maybe it's family, maybe it's a coach, maybe it's one of your friends that's helped you along the way? Because we all need someone.
Yeah, my biggest influence is definitely my dad, mum, and my siblings. Those are my biggest influences. Like, me standing right here, right now, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for my family, like my immediate family at all. Like even my extended, like aunties, uncles, cousins, all of them, they all love footy. And yeah, I really wanted to make them proud. And obviously, I didn't want to be that guy. Like a lot of people say, oh, I could have made it, I could have done this. I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to achieve what I achieved, making my NRL debut. And yeah, I wanted to make my family proud. That's the most important thing for me. Like I said, family. So yeah, seeing them like happy for me right now. Obviously not with the media stuff going on with my family, but yeah, I don't look into the media like they do, because I know it's all fake. And I know like a lot of those people that talk whatever they want to say, they're not going to come and say it here. So
Yeah, exactly right.
That's
It's
right.
so true, isn't it? For everyone, I think we all know that and have less faith in what's being, written in many different things. Have you ever thought how good your name is in the family? Like Terrell May sounds like you're like some NFL quarterback superstar. So you have got the best name in the family.
Nah, I'm named after Terrell Davis.
Oh, okay.
So my name's Terrell Davis May. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
really?
named
There
after
you go.
Terrell Davis, the Broncos running back.
I was going to ask you. So
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I was
Who's
going
the
to ask.
NFL fan in the family?
My dad, he
Dad.
loves NFL, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we all got black names. So Tyrone's a black name, Terrell's a black name, and then Talon's just a whatever name. Like,
Throw at the stumps.
yeah. So yeah. 'cause
Well,
my
May's
mum
such
is
a nice
black.
last name. It's,
Yeah.
it's kind of a romantic, beautiful name. You know what I mean? You think rolls off the tongue well, so you put anything in front of it.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool,
Hey, Terrell, let me ask you this question, because I know you grew up in a tough part of town. If you weren't playing rugby league, where do you think you'd be?
Probably in jail, I'm not going to cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably be in jail or doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. But I don't want to express that to the young kids. It's just the way I grew up is different to a lot of kids. I grew up struggling to eat like dinner each night. My family working long hours and stuff. So yeah, it was definitely we talked about it. It was either be these type of dudes like athletes or go the other way. But I don't want to like expose that to younger generations from Mount Druitt, because I know a lot of people are struggling still. When I walk around now, I see a lot of kids like struggling and a lot of kids doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. But at the end of the day, you got to eat. That's what we say. You got to provide for your family. So I see a lot of people doing that, and it might not be the right way, but as long as you're providing for your family and doing stuff like that. But yeah, I just think
I think you're an inspiration,
Yeah.
mate, to many
an
young
example.
players, mate. You know, there'd be posters of you on their walls. You know, you would have done the same thing when you were a kid. You got your favourite players, you stick them up on your wall, and it's who you grow up wanting to be like. So I think you'd be doing that as well. You know, you talked earlier before going down to football train and showing the youngins how it's done. I think that's a mark of, the
Speaks
man you are.
volumes.
Yeah.
Speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Now, listen, we can't go without talking about what you do off the field. And we've heard you're a bit of a gamer, a very good one at that. Tell us a little bit about that. There's a big smile on your face
subscribe to
now.
his Twitch page.
Yeah,
Bells.
my Twitch at Terrell May. I've just been doing a little bit of streaming. I've been streaming for a while. So I started during COVID 4 years ago, and then I just picked it back up maybe 3 months ago. So I'm trying to make that a kind of a career. I'm gonna try to get into the YouTubing, podcasting stuff, because I do want people to hear my proper story, like how I grew up, obviously, and then like I want to do that vlogging stuff, like just to show people what I do in a day in the life, like around Mount Druitt, because a lot of East people are interested in Mount Druitt. I don't know why, but yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Same way you like under Bondi Beach, I suppose.
I hate Bondi Beach.
I knew you were going to say
I hate
that.
the beach, bro. That's why I probably I love the area and that, like. Love the East. I don't see myself moving clubs and that, but I just hate the beach. I've hated it since I was young. I hate feeling like my skin feeling yuck, and then I hate water and stuff.
I remember for us, Bush and I, Spud used to live out at Mount Druitt when there was this place,
Waterworks?
Waterworks, and then there was
Yeah,
Australia's
yeah,
Wonderland,
I
right?
used to go there when I was a kid.
We used to
Yeah.
go there.
And the
We'd
water
pop in and
skiing.
see Spud, and it was a different world for us. So
Yeah.
we were packed in a
We
minivan,
loved it.
go out there, and there was always a story. I don't know if you remember this, but they used to put razor blades on the water slides.
In
at
chewing
Mount
gum.
Druitt. Yeah,
Chewing
at
gum and
Mount
razor
Druitt
blades.
Waterworks.
Nah,
I think it was a wives' tale, but
yeah,
anyway.
probably too young, but yeah, I remember my dad used to love taking us there,
Yeah.
here and there, but just try to sneak in.
Joey Manu too, mate. He's pretty handy at the. He's doing a lot of the vlogging and the like. I know he's got a pretty big following on his social media, but he'd be pretty good to leverage off when you want to build your career in that space, the social media space.
Yeah, 100%. Joey's doing well with all that stuff, but he can't be playing the game now with that broken hand. So I'm gonna have to take
You can
over for his
overtake
duty.
it.
Yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
right.
have to take his
Look
duty.
out.
Can't even hold a camera on my mate. But yeah, Joey's doing well. I've appeared in a couple of his vlogs.
I've
and
seen.
Yeah,
I've
a lot
seen.
of people like the way I am. So yeah, I told him he better start paying me royalties, or I'm not in
Yes.
them anymore.
Now, finally, mate, we've got a big game of football this weekend. We're taking on the Dragons. We absolutely tout them up here on Anzac Day. It's a big reunion, as a matter of fact. We've got our 1974 grand final winning team. They've been flown in from all around Australia to be here.
They'll
to
be in
watch
here,
you
actually.
guys.
They're just round.
To watch you guys. The form we're in is, I think, obviously we just worry about ourselves, but what do we need to do to knock off the Dragons this weekend?
It's a milestone game for Jared, so I think just play as hard as we can, and just go out there and do what we've been doing, and I'm sure we'll get the dub. But yeah, that's the way I see it. Just play with the confidence we've been playing with and play as a team, and yeah, we'll get the job done for sure. Yeah.
Wrap up.
Yeah.
Well, mate, we want to thank you so much for just this sharing your amazing story with us. We love getting to know the player. It's really nice for us to we meet so many players come on and you just get the real perspective, not what you read or what you see or what you hear. And your story is so inspiring, for all people that want to be young Roosters or netballers or, water polo players or Kangaroos or Origin players. I think if they had listened to you talk, I think it'd go a long way to helping them get there, mate. So thank you so much for taking the time out when you could be at home in beautiful sunny Mount Druitt getting a massage.
Yeah, hey, thank you guys for having me. Hey, appreciate everyone here and all the young fans that are watching. Hopefully I inspired you guys. But yeah, big love to all of you. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Awesome.